want to go into my second question. Can we talk all about your modalities, like all of them?
Oh my word. Okay. So I started off with yoga. So I am a yoga teacher and I like specializing in restorative yoga, yin yoga, which is you hold your poses for longer, and more of a vinyasa flow. So your movement is coupled with breath. And this is a beautiful way of getting into your body, also doing a bit of a workout. And I've done more powerful sessions, but you can also kind of just sit with your body and be in the flow. Meditation, mindfulness. So I've done meditation teacher training. So I've taught other people to become meditation teachers. And it's something that I incorporate in my coaching of just being mindful, practicing meditation in different ways and whatever that means for you. Then I'm obviously a life coach. So it's a life and success coach, which I guess you can kind of go like subcategory. And I love anything with neuroscience. So I like using neuroscience-based tools that have been like scientifically proven to work and are kind of the newest tools that are out there. And it includes things like neurolinguistic programming. So NLP, essentially all you're doing is you're bypassing the conscious mind, the logical mind, and you're going into your subconscious and you're using language to reset it. So let's say you have your laptop and you have an operating system, and then you're like, oh, this is like not working. Okay, you know what? I'm going to buy a new screen.
Mm.
Perfect. Is the operating system still the same? Yeah. Oh, so you thought something's going to change just by changing the screen. Cool. So NLP is kind of like the user's guide to your mind, and you're able to kind of like reset, upgrade, fix the bugs, make it run smoother. And you're really able to create big changes that are lasting changes because you've gone into the subconscious. Hypnosis. So I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. And again, hypnosis is never what you see on TV or stage hypnosis. That's bull. The people who get chosen are the ones that are really suggestible, but by default are the ones who love being like the class clown. And when the hypnotherapist on stage is like scanning the audience, they're asking certain questions and noticing how people are behaving. And they'll know who is the most suggestible and who's going to be the silliest. And that's how they choose them. So it's not at random at all. With this, we actually get hypnotized all the time. It's like you go on Instagram and you're like, where did an hour go? And you get like sucked in. And you're like, I don't know what just happened. Or you're driving and then it's a route you take all the time. And then you're like, okay, I arrived. I don't know how. You're in a state of hypnosis. And hypnosis is all just focused attention. And rather than being caught in like your conscious mind and the thinking, you kind of just go into like a trance state. And what's nice with that is when you're in a trance state, you're in a parasympathetic nervous system mode. So you're relaxed. And when you're relaxed and you feel safe, you're more likely to be suggestible and you can kind of reset some of your beliefs. But then let's say if you're like, I really want to manifest more money. How do I make more money? And if I hypnotize you, even if I'm just like, go rob a bank, if that is not in your value system, you're not going to do it. If you secretly always wanted to rob a bank, you're going to, and it wasn't my fault. So you're never going to do something that your morals don't agree with, but you are more open to seeing things in different ways. So some clinical hypnotherapists will do things like kind of like recover past memories. I don't touch that. There's too much gray zone there, and people can be really suggestible. And it's like, well, did that happen? I just find that to be a little bit messy, and I don't want to tamper with that. What I like doing is like, what is a belief that's not serving you, or is there like a trauma you're still holding on to that you could release and just kind of like let go? So that would be the way I do it. And it's definitely a lot of future based. So, what does your perfect life look like? And I know we made a hypnosis about your perfect life, and you listening to it literally programs your mind in being able to receive that. Anything you've not experienced before is unsafe. And literally your nervous system's like, that's not what we're used to. Nope, don't want it. Dangerous. Even if the universe is like $10,000 and you're like, no, 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 we don't make $10,000. I don't want $10,000. Like, what if it like sets on fire? And you're just like, no, 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 conscious mind. I want it. I want it. Right. So it's like you take the $10,000 and all of a sudden your car breaks down and it's like $9,999. You're like, okay, gone. Got rid of it, hot potato. So you literally need to reprogram your nervous system to feel safe in receiving it. So when you're doing like a future-based hypnosis, I'm going to guide you through a visualization. So it's like you literally see your perfect life. And then as you're envisioning it, your body gets an experience like it's real. So visualization is such a powerful tool because you release all the hormones like it was actually happening. Cue
Mm.
anxiety. You're running through the worst case scenarios and you are absolutely experiencing it like they're real. Not ideal. So use it in a more positive way of what do I want? What do I want to call in and feeling safe to receive it. So let's say you've never been in a healthy relationship. You're like, I want to get married. I want to call in the perfect partner. But in your mind, men are unsafe. You're not going to call that in because even though like consciously, like I want to be in partnership, I'm ready. Subconsciously, like all men are evil.
Mm.
Subconscious mind will always win. You're not going to call in the right person, or you're going to call in men that are not ideal. And then literally your subconscious mind's like, see, told ya, all men are horrible. And then it like strengthens belief. But then visually, if I can run you through what would that look like? What would that feel like? How would they treat you? How do they make you feel? And you're like, oh, maybe all men aren't horrible. And there's like
Mhm.
little baby steps. And then you're elevating your energy, you're calming your nervous system, and you're allowing yourself to receive that. So that's that. Time technique is this beautiful, very powerful, quick technique where we all have a timeline. There's a future, there's a past. It's always a different shape. And essentially, there's certain beliefs that have come into your life. So it's like an experience. Your parents fought over money when you were younger. In your mind, you're like, money evil. Money makes people fight. I want to be in a relationship. So I'm just not going to have money now. Perfect. And it's like your little brain obviously it wasn't fully developed yet. And was like, okay, that's a belief. Money, bad. Don't want to make money. You can go back to the time when you like took that in as being your belief. I don't erase memories, but let's say you're looking at it this way. I'm going to do is make you look at it from a different angle and be like, ooh, that belief doesn't serve me. And it's not even true. But I see that, I feel it, I'm going to release it and learn from it. And then you move forward with a better belief. I do EFT tapping. So this is like acupuncture. Rather than using needles, you use your hands and you're tapping on different points in your body. And these are energy centers based on traditional Chinese medicine. It's based on thousands of years of knowledge. And you can actually measure the energy that moves through your body. So that way, activating the parasympathetic nervous system. And then you're also processing some of your stories, limiting beliefs, traumas. And it can even be, I don't know, I just have this like heaviness in my chest. And
Mm.
it's like I've been to the doctor, I've been to specialists, or it's like, I don't know, my digestion's just off. Well, I mean, that's always nervous system. But then it's like you actually process it and release it. And you have to kind of say some of the things that might not feel good. So let's say money. If you're in like 100 grand of debt, you standing in front of a mirror saying an affirmation like, I'm a millionaire. Your body's like, no, you're not. You are far from that. You are failing. And then you're like, oh, so it doesn't feel real. So you got to say the thing that you're actually thinking, the really nasty things you're saying to yourself. So like, I'm a failure. I messed up. Oh my God, how am I going to pay this off? I was going to be dead. Oh my God, I'm going to have bankruptcy. I'm going to lose my home. I'm going to feed my children. There you go. And then you got to say that to kind of release it while you're tapping. So your nervous system's calming down and you're releasing, processing that emotion. And then you can say the things that are neutral and better. And that's how you can actually call it in to slowly process what you actually believe. And then there's the Akashic Records. And this is super spiritual, super woo. It's essentially a way of connecting to your spirit guides, your ancestors, and your higher self. You get into a state of hypnosis trance, and you just open up this really beautiful, energetic healing where one, energetically, you're being cleared and cleansed, but you can ask those big questions. So, what is your purpose? Why are you stuck in certain patterns? Why do certain things happen to you? And then I'm literally in this trance with you. So as you ask, I can tap into some of those answers and give you answers. And then again, it's like it gives you the resolution with the energetic healing. And it's a very, very powerful tool. I know it feels very woo, I've never had someone leave being like, well, that was dumb. That didn't work. Everyone's like, and I was like, so that's the Akashic Records. And of course, Reiki. I certify people to become Reiki practitioners. I have Reiki mentorships if you want a Reiki business. I'll help you get it started. And then I also provide Reiki in person, group settings, and virtually.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're
Can
welcome.
you also touch on what Reiki is?
With Reiki, I'm tapping into the universal life force energies. So whether you believe in source, God, universe, whatever it is, I become a channel so I can handle that and move the energy. Everyone does it differently. So some people will physically put their hands on you and like shift things. And I mean, hands on body that's done safely and in a welcomed way is very therapeutic. We don't actually have to touch anybody. So I would say 90% of my clients are virtual and international. So I've never seen them in person and I give them Reiki virtually. I can feel it in terms of like, is there some energy that feels stagnant? Is it stuck? I'm very visual and I do channel a lot of messages. So I might be like, what happened to you in your childhood with your grandma? And they were like,
Oh,
what? And I was like, just wondering, there's something stuck here about that. Or I'm like, when you were in high school, did someone say something really rude about you? I'm like, what? Yeah, I got bullied in high school. I'm like, I don't know. So I'm like, you need to resolve that. So energetically, I'm just opening up I guess the like clearing out the gutter and allowing the energy to flow. So all of us have energy centers. We call them as chakras. There's more than seven, like they're all over our body. But then with Reiki, I just kind of like open the channel so things can flow. So some channels might be a little too open. I might like kind of hone them in a little bit. And then there's some channels that might be super like stuck or blocked or closed. I open those up a little bit and I let them kind of balance. So people will feel warmth or coolness. They'll actually like let out a twitch and you can like kind of feel it like kind of come through them. Some people will get some like emotion coming through, whether they're crying or giggling. You might get kind of like your own little message that comes through. But I definitely like I'll feel the energy and I'll always have kind of like a hey, feels like this could be improved. And it's never your chakras blocked or you're broken. You're human. We're
mhm.
not perfect. But it's like, it feels like this feels a little stagnant. You might want to work on this, maybe by doing this, this, and this. And with Reiki, you want to think about it like the chakras are stacked on top of each other. So somebody's like, I want to call in my love and I'm ready for love and like just balance my heart chakra. I get this all the time. I'm like, okay, sure. I'm like, I'm going to check everything out first. And then I'm like, cool. Your root chakra, it's saying no thank you, you don't feel safe. Or it's like your sacral chakra, you don't feel safe feeling joy, or you're completely disconnected from your sacral energy in terms of bliss and pleasure and creativity and being in that feminine flow. Your heart chakra can be as open as you want it to be. If you don't feel safe and you're not ready to receive and align with the energy of joy, that's not going to go anywhere. Or it's like if you go into your solar plexus, it's like your confidence and your power. If you have no confidence and you don't feel like worthy and good, you can have the perfect person and you're going to sabotage the F out of that to make sure you don't keep it. So you kind of got to work through the different energy systems. So I usually don't just do Reiki anymore. I always add it on to some of the other modalities just because I'm like, I have this like toolbox. I'm like, let's use everything. It's like, I feel like this and this. Okay, perfect. Let's go.
Thank you for expanding on that more. So, with that said, will you tell us how do people get a hold of you? Where do they find you? Where do they reach out?
Okay. So my website is theurbanhealer.ca. On Instagram, I'm the period urban period healer. I am launching a podcast on Friday. I think there's so much joy to be enjoyed, and we block that. So I
Yeah.
dive into the neuroscience of downregulating your nervous system and feeling safe, and then also going into the energy medicine and a little bit of manifestation and the life coaching aspect of like how to shift your mindset and align to that. So you can find me there. I'm in Toronto at the moment. I do a lot of group sessions. So if you're signed up for my newsletter, you'll know where to find me because I do love doing a lot of community events as well.
Incredible.
If you have any questions at all, you know where to find me, and I hope to hear from you.
Thank you so, 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 so very much. Thank you for being here. For everyone else, thank you for learning about this incredible business. Always like, comment, and share.